Wendy Wu Homecoming Warrior is one of the greatest cinematic achievements of all time. Actually, it's not really a cinematic achievement because it wasn't in theaters, so one of the greatest television achievements. That sounds a lot better anyway. I'm not even sure if I'm exaggerating, really. The level of commitment to the entirety of the cast and crew actually astounds me. From the amazing stunts to the performances, this might be one of the greatest martial arts films of all time. I need to stop doing this. In all seriousness, Wendy Wu is one of the actual Disney Channel movies I actually watched the most as a kid. The top tier Disney Channel movies include this and Johnny Tsunami. That's a total classic. This movie is an actual failure when it comes to storytelling, but at the end of the day, I appreciate this movie for the other hilariousness that it provides. And hopefully I'll be able to share it all with you, especially since it actually managed to beat my full ranking. I need to take a break from the Billboard charts for a while. And behold, kids, we're about to experience the worst establishing shot ever in film. Can I just bring up the fact that this movie cost $5 million to make, and that's the best it can do? What's even funnier is that they didn't even need to have this stupid map shot. They could have just started off with the temple and did like a sliding down and had text that said Mongolia. But no, instead they just zoom into a map. I can do that in my sleep. But then we get to the actual story. There's this monk named Shen who must go to California in order to get Wendy Wu to fight an evil mystical demon, whatever. Except this monk sucks. He doesn't know how to fit into society. He wears his robes for some reason, despite the fact that that obviously would make him stick out like a sore thumb.
May I help you? Hello?
Oh, sorry. It's just that you look so different.
I guess he couldn't get taught how to act like an actual American because he was too busy fighting. We then go to Wendy Wu, who is possibly the most annoying part about this movie. She just infuriates me. In every single scene, she either acts like a stuck-up teenage stereotype, complains about homecoming or her rival, or just acts like the worst human being imaginable. As for her performance, I guess she isn't nearly as annoying as London Tipton, but granted, that character just makes me want to stab myself with forks.
Why is the ocean so hot?
Probably because it's a hot tub.
Why is there a hot tub in the middle of the ocean?
No. She's a stereotypical teenage girl. She only cares about homecoming for some reason though, even though teenagers don't really care about being homecoming queen. I don't get what all these Disney movies proclaiming that prom and homecoming are the safe haven of all teenager life, despite the fact that most people are just there to have fun. Nobody acts like this in high school. Never. Now you guys might be wondering, what is so hilarious about this movie? I don't see a lot of comedy here. But trust me, my dear fellows, it really starts to get hilarious once we get into the kung fu stuff. Take this scene where Shen finds out that her brother has been infected by Yan Lo, the evil mystical demon. Is portrayed like it's supposed to be like really quiet, despite the fact that they're doing full martial arts in the living room. How is she able to sleep through all of this? I don't care how skilled these guys are. Again, a lot of the stunts here are really cool, like some of the falls and the actuals that they do. The major problem with this is that it's so ridiculous that I'm not able to take it seriously in any regard. God, that was amazing. Like, top notch there. Beyond a single shadow of a doubt, the best part about this movie is the last couple minutes. I mean, where do I even begin? So Wendy Wu, after training for the majority of the movie, decides that, you know what, maybe I shouldn't save the world. I should go to homecoming, because I've learned absolutely nothing. Luckily for the world, I guess, her teachers discover that basically she needs to save the world or else Shen will die, which is really stupid. She should have considered that in the first place. In the middle of all this homecoming stuff, Shen has been repeatedly getting beaten up by her rival, who has the spirit of the demon inside of her, and she now has a deep voice and does all these kung fu moves. It's so bad.
Your Yin warrior has betrayed you.
I may be alone, but I have the will of many.
12 seconds later.
The time for evil has finally come! Ah!
Evil must face the force of the leopard.
The snake.
The crane!
The tiger.
And the Yin warrior.
So the fight commences, with some of the teachers being absolutely effective against their targets. I especially love how each and every single one of these enemies that the teachers would defeat, they would use the same animation of exploding. Now, I'm not really going to show the entire fight, mainly due to copyright purposes, but just because the majority of this movie is really bad, does not mean there aren't some good stuff to it, besides the stunts. There are some points where the comedy would actually work, mainly due to the security guard, because it's actually kind of funny.
I've got pepper spray.
Actually, you know what? That's probably the peak of cinematic quality. I'm gonna see you guys next time.